Hi, my name is Angela, and I have Golden Afternoon Homestead in a little city called Liberty in upstate South Carolina. And I am collaborating with two of my good friends, the Ott Homestead, who has a sprawling, beautiful farm just outside of Liberty, as well as Summit Place, which is Hester, and she has a little tiny urban homestead right down the road from me. And we are trying to participate in a challenge called Canuary. And if you are familiar with homesteading and food preservation and canning, you probably have heard a little bit about the challenge of Canuary, which is basically to get as much stable, shelf stable foods on your pantry shelves in the month of January to kind of carry you through the rest of winter and to look forward throughout the year with that kind of nest egg that you have put together. It's a challenge to kind of make you try new recipes, uh, get some things from friends, go through your freezers, or your other storage and make things a little bit more useful, more accessible to you. So we want to take you in on that journey. For my channel, I'll be doing a lot of voiceovers because this is really new to me, and my house is stacked full of kids right this moment. Two of mine and two visiting family members, and so it's kind of loud. You'll probably see a few of those little kids our in our recipes helping. And thank you for joining us. Bye.
Blackberry jelly. In the words of the White Queen, jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but never ever jam today. You're going to need 3 quarts of blackberries. This will yield about 4 cups of juice, 4 cups of sugar, 1 box of low sugar pectin, 4 half-pint jars, lids and rings for them, and a water bath canner. If you need to get your berries started because they're frozen, like mine are, with a little bit of water in the bottom of the pot, you can. Simmer those on about medium-low heat until they give up their juice. There you go. That looks pretty good right there. Smash them up, simmer them down. These I think we're still thawing out. And you can keep berries in the freezer during the middle of summer until the middle of winter, whenever you have time, to come back and do this. So these are just about done. They're nice and hot. They've given up most of their juice and they're ready to go through a strainer. This takes a little bit of time, so a lot of this was edited out. Okay, take your handy dandy scooper. I like to use this metal strainer instead of a cheesecloth because I just make so much of a mess with a cheesecloth. You take the berries, put them in the strainer, and then take the back of that ladle and smash them through. You continue to do that until you have about 4 cups of juice. That takes a little bit longer than you would think would happen. But you keep scooping, you keep straining, but be careful because the juice is nice and hot. Gosh, come on, Angela. Get it done. All right, now we've got about 4 cups of juice boiling in this pot or at a slow simmer. You put in your low sugar Sure Gel. That's the type of pectin that I tend to use. It's basically foolproof. Put it in there, stir it around, dump your 4 cups of sugar in, stir it around, bring it to a boil. When it no longer can be stirred down from a boil, that's when you start counting your 1 minute. After that, boil it for 1 minute, take it off of the heat. There you go. It's starting to boil now. Okay, right about there is whenever I would start counting it as a boil. Continue to stir it because it will scorch to the bottom really easily, and nobody wants some scorched jelly. This boiling activates the pectin and makes sure that you get a good actual jelly. All right, now we've got some hot jars. You always want to go the same temperature to avoid shock and busted glass. You've got hot jars in a hot canner on a hot stove with hot food to go in the jars. A good way to heat the jars is to just go ahead and throw them in the canner while you're heating the canner up. Now you're going to want to, on a towel, not your counter space, put the hot jars on, then skim the top of the jelly. This is good to give to the kids, or in my case, my mom had this. We had lots of discussion about why I did not make her biscuits to go with that little bit of jelly that I gave her, but anyway. Fill your jars to about half an inch, quarter-inch headspace. The smell and the sound of this is just absolutely wonderful. You always want to debubble your jars. I'm checking headspace here. Between a half and a quarter is fine. You don't want much more than that. Now debubbling, you're just making sure that everything is settled in. You don't have anything weird going on. There's no pockets of air. Then you take a damp paper towel and you skim the top of the lids. If you have a product that is particularly oily, like a stock or meat, then you want to use white vinegar to wipe the jars. But in this case with jelly, water is completely fine. So wipe the tops of the jars with a clean portion of the paper towel. Put your lid on and your ring fingertip tight. If you put it too tight, the lids will buckle in the canner because it won't be able to release the air that's in the jar. If you put the lids on too loose, then you're just going to get a jar full of jelly water. Okay, you're going to see me have a little bit of difficulty here because this canner is made for four more. But I only have 6 jars of jelly right here. That's basically all this recipe makes. So I'm portioning out the jars to keep everything level. And use caution because this is really hot. There's lots of steam, lots of heat. Cannot tell you how many times I've scorched myself on a canner. But take this, make sure you crank up your heat at this point, put the lid on. Once you are boiling, then count down 10 minutes. You want to process these water bath for 10 minutes and see, I'm about to screw up. Up, yep. You see, my canner was not full. So everything shifted and almost shifted down onto me. But don't panic. You can save it. All of my jars ended up sealing after this, even the one that fell over completely. Just be careful. Lift everything out with the lifter. This piece of equipment is, you just, I can't do without it. It has saved me from so many birds. And you'll look and see, there is 2 popped down already, and then the others, those will pop down overnight.